Well, welcome everybody, I'm Absurdum. We're going to play some more Roots of Pacha. Now this is a game that I kind of showed off before because I got a game key for this game, but I've been playing it ever since then. It's been months of me just kind of playing it at night when I'm getting ready for bed, and this game has been so much fun. I actually recently 100%ed and got all the achievements because it's just been that much fun. So here I am in the very much late game. I kind of want to show off a lot of the things that you can do. I've upgraded my house a bunch, I got married, I have some kids probably somewhere, some pets running around because why not. Lots of cooking and stuff you can do. This is like a fridge you can keep things in and will automatically pull for it when you want to cook recipes, which is really cool. Lots of different foods with different things you can do. A lot of fun. Let's go outside and see what's happening. My spider's running away. Yep, I have a pet spider, and yes, I can ride around on it. That's exactly what I do. So I have unlocked irrigation, which is one of the late game technologies, which is really nice because just pulling this pump a little bit. Even better than sprinklers. Just kind of comes through here and pushes water around. These little stations extend how far the water can go. It's quite fun. This whole game is quite fun. I have little sections in between here where I can harvest herbs, which I'll explain a little bit later why. But let's go ahead and harvest these plants. I've upgraded all my tools. Like I said, there isn't anything left to really do except raise my kids up a little bit more. I think I can get them to go to school. I don't know what that really does for me. There is a school that I helped kind of build, and the kids go there, and I talked to the lady about letting my kids go in there, but she's like, they're not old enough yet. So I think when you max out friendship with your kids, you can get them to go to school, and I imagine that benefits you in some way. There's all my animals out about. But you can see on my map that I have a big irrigation system here. Like there's a lot, and then I have some kind of sheds up there for doing other things. More stuff I could be doing up there, but I don't. And this is plenty. But we can take all these kohlrabi, or however you say them, and continue to process them. There's a lot of different ways you can process things in here, which I think I kind of showed off in the last video. You can turn things into different things. You can take stuff and fibers and weave them. Take milk and turn it into things like cheese or sour cream or all kinds of different kind of cool products like that. But it's become so much more than that. So I do want to show some of that off. Plus, see kind of the things that kind of you would hope to expect in the late game. Equivalents to like a greenhouse and stuff like that. And this is what I would consider like an equivalent to sprinklers. They take technically a tiny amount of work, but getting everything set up, getting all the materials and stuff really does make it incredibly easy. And there's no way I would have been able to water and do all this before. I mean, you remember how much I had then. Got a message here, let's see. My wife gave me some willow bark. It's great, I guess. There's a race going on today, which I probably won't partake in. I think you can win stuff, but I'm not really sure. And then we finished upgrading a shed. I think it's a lot of fun. So let's go over to... I've been playing on my Steam Deck at night, which has been a lot of fun. But now I have to get used to playing on a keyboard again. Let's go ahead and throw down some broccoli seeds. We've got a lot of broccoli seeds. And you can see there that it's going to take 7 days to harvest in the top left. Now that is being affected by something, which is something I want to show off here too. But let me throw these down real quick and we'll talk about it. Each row is like 100, I think. Back down and up. So quite a lot. But luckily I don't have to go around scavenging for seeds anymore. I can just hit up Gramps, who has that plant nursery thing, and he'll sell me a bunch. And as you level up your knowledge on different plants and things, not only do you get better quality plants from it, but he'll sell you more at one time, which restocks daily. So it is really quite easy just to get a bunch. It costs contribution, but as you can probably notice in the top right, I have a tremendous amount of it. But I want to show you what you can do with it, because you don't just kind of endlessly build it and amass quote-unquote wealth that doesn't mean anything. there is stuff to spend it on. Let's go ahead and see if I can remember my buttons. There we go. I have equipment. Going in the mines, I can get different jewels and things and make different pieces of equipment. So I get different bonuses down here, which are really nice. So one of them being plant growth speed by 23. Is that a lot? Yeah, it's substantial. It probably brings it down by about 30%. Maybe a quarter, maybe about 25. So I have a green thumb ring that's fully bonded that will go on there. And then this will increase the amount of harvest I get. But let's go ahead and take this off. I want to put, not the wood cutting one, not fish catching, not fish. The last achievement I needed was about fish catching. So let's see, what else do we have? Endurance, with speed, or yield. All right, let's go ahead and put that on. And then should be able to put the plant one there. Once you change it, you can't rechange it for another day, but that's okay. And you can see in the top right there, there's bonds. The more days that you wear it, the more you bond, and then once it's fully bonded, you can increase that a little bit more. Really cool stuff. Let's go talk about fertilizers though. I got a couple fertilizer pits over here. I'm getting high quality fertilizer for my horse manure, which has been really nice. How many do we have here? 68, so probably not quite enough. But this quality feather meal increases the speed of your crops probably by about another 30%, which is, you know, substantial. All it takes is any type of feather and horse manure. So we're just kind of waiting on a bit of horse manure, which is, you know, pretty typical for me. Let's go ahead and put one in each one as carefully as we can, because if I accidentally put two, then I'll get regular quality, which is presumably not as good. Go down here and say hi to our pets, but I want to kind of fill up each row. Once you put that on there, it's good for the whole season, which is really, really nice. Here is one of my baby ostriches. It's a rainbow ostrich, which is actually a legendary version of the bird. There's legendary and rare versions that you can catch and find on certain days of the year, things like that. There's also other ways to get it, which is pretty cool. But you can see this one is fully maxed out in stats due to its just amazing breeding at level 11 generation. So you can name it. Let's go see what we have out here. Nothing that interests me in there. You'll notice I have these little boxes with arrows above them. These are like automated stations that the kids will come by and work anything within its zone. So I put them out here because not only will they automatically clean the pens for me, they'll feed them, which happens automatically anyways, but they're also collect the poop there for me. I can put them near the water pumps and it'll automatically water it for me. It costs contribution every day for it to tick off though. And that's not really a lot of work, so I don't bother with it. Let's go ahead and take those things. There's a certain point in the game where I think they do you the most good because they're water your plants for you automatically. They collect the plants for you automatically. They're kind of an awkward shape in terms of radius. But there are certain things that they do for you automatically, which maybe other people have found more creative ways to deal with it. But for me, it's not a lot of work to come down here and just collect a couple things. The water pumping is fine. They're not big enough to collect all the plants that I'm growing, so that doesn't do me much good. Maybe like herbs or bee houses if you have a lot of bee houses. I don't know. I just use them to keep the pens clean, try to keep the animals from getting sick. But I have quite an amount of animals, and I've been trying to breed them to get better in certain ones. Here's a rare ostrich. He's golden. Want to get a nice horse. A bunch of nice horses. None of the animals run faster than each other. And I think this one, which I can't breed because it's just a pet that lives in my house, seems to be just as fast as any level 4 riding one. So this is one of the community projects that happened here, which is really cool. It's just a water mill. Every day it switches what tool it has onto it and will do that thing repeatedly for free. So you can put a bunch of eggs in there, and sure, we'll put some mangoes in there. And then tomorrow we'll switch its tool out and start just pressing into whatever. And then the output box is over here. So it made me a bunch of different mayonnaise. And some wheat flour, which is fine. I'll need that for later for something. And then these guys, which are actually worth a fair amount of money. Let's take these. Look at that. Almost 800 a piece. And the other yarns I'll use for different projects. But for now, let's just take what we have. Got our pins here with baby making happening. And this really is just an absolutely delightful game. If you like farming sims or you like life sims at all, you know, there's all kinds of just fun things to do in here. We'll go and throw that in there and make that. And you can see that we're making quality feather meal. And it tells you over here what you need to make different things. Anything quality is going to require horse manure though. But yeah, this really is just an absolute fun game to play. Kind of silly at times. The characters in it, like befriended most of them all the way. They're got good depth to them. They interact with each other. Their storylines kind of intervene. The writing's pretty good. There's a lot of dateable characters, and it's just been a lot of fun. I really do think this is an absolute solid gem, and a big part of the reason why I wanted to show it off again. Okay, I didn't really mean to do that, but that's okay. So let's take some of this mayonnaise that we have, since it's the finished product, and we'll go ahead and sell it. Let's see here. Just dump all those in there. That should make us some pretty good money. I'll throw that in there too, just because I don't really need willow bark. Our fermented trilobite that I caught, threw it in the fermenter. It did its thing. Speaking of fermenting and making products though, the mill can make some products, but the really good products, it can't do, in my opinion, with the exception of maybe weaving and stuff. So I have a whole barn here full of fermenting because it just really is that good. So let's go ahead and dump these in there. And this is the industrialization that you're probably used to seeing me do when I play games like Stardew Valley or the such. Really love just absolutely maxing out profits and doing what we can to make absurd amounts of money that we'll never actually use. If only I was this industrial in my real life, and I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube for fun. Actually, no. I wouldn't want it any other way, I think. Alright, so we got all those filled. They should be done about tomorrow. We can take a peek at it there. 8 hours. Okay, so we could come back tonight and even switch it out. Eh, maybe not tonight, but we'll do it tomorrow regardless. It's just a great way. I think it about triples the worth of the product. In here, I have some wine aging going on. This takes a long time. There's 2 different ways to do it. You can do cheese as well. Put cheese with mushrooms to get mushroom cheese, which is actually probably worth a fair amount. Cheese with hard wood to get aged cheese, and then cheese with herbs to do that. I don't remember. It's not too easy to get a lot of cheese, like wine, which is pretty easy to get a fair amount of. And then you can age it with hardwood to get aged wine, or you can mull it with any herb. And that's why I have so many herbs out there. I collect them all. By the time they grow, it's about time it takes for this to go. And you can see it's been going for a while and it still has over 100 hours left. So it takes a couple weeks, which is kind of perfect because I like to do pineapple. I'm sorry. There. Yeah, pineapple wine, which takes a long time to grow. So they take a long time to grow. This takes a long time to make. Works out, and then each one will be about 2,000. It will be worth 2,000 contribution, which is a lot, and a big part of how I have so many. So it's really worth a tremendous amount. See, I have a little bit left. It's worth about 400, but it times it by about 4 once it's aged. I think you age it with wood, it's worth maybe a little bit more, or maybe a little bit less. But I like to do. Not always easy to get hardwood, and that's like 80 of them. So getting the other stuff is a bit easier. Pick those up. We got a couple things that I caught. I needed for the achievement. Here I just got a shed with a bit more fermenters, and these are wine brewers or alcohol brewers over here. I can take green and ferment them here and then stick them over there to turn it into beer. Or I can just take juice. Put it right in there to make it. It's quite fun. This is quite a fun game. Really is a lot of things to do and discover. Where'd my spider go? Let's go riding off. It's getting pretty late, but I want to see if we can find some gems. Show off a little bit of the late game mining. Got this fermented Medusaline. Look at that, we're 1,300 for one fish, and then the other fish not so much, but that's okay. Let's travel down here. Well, I have unlocked the fast travel to many many different areas. See here, I have a bit of a tree farm, which isn't doing much in winter, but that's okay. Trees are also another thing you can get knowledge in. It's pretty cool. You can see in the top right there different things that you get knowledge with. I've had everything maxed out because that's one of the achievements, but also because it really is a nice way to get things done. Where is it? You can see a list of all your animals and stuff. A calendar, of course. There's a race today. No, what am I looking for? Here we go. Tree knowledge. So I'm still working on the tree knowledge. Luckily, they didn't really count. Apparently, I don't have any. There's no knowledge to have about birch trees. They can give you sugary sap, but I never have gotten any of that. But as they level up, they give you better products too, which is kind of cool. All the different animals that you can find. Most of them are just different colors of the other kind that you have, but there are the legendary ones and the rare ones here, which is kind of cool. Of course, all the fish, which was a little bit of a pain to find all of them because most of them are like seasonal or only happen on rainy days, and it's kind of a pain to see which one you need. Like, all right, I'm missing something here. I don't know the name of it, and then you have to try to look it up and stuff, but that's pretty typical. And then all the different ideas that you can get. All right, so staying focused now. Let's out. We're gonna go down to the very last room, the lift den, where we turn into one and then fast travel. Here they are, just hanging out, but we're not gonna talk to them. I came here for one thing. These guys. Check out our magic hand axe. Magic hand axe. It's like a multi-tool. Makes it so you don't have to switch between everything so much. Really useful when you want to clear out the farm. Some gold. That's it for this place. We'll go to the bear room. And there is a lot of caves to this room. I can't really bring up a map to show you, but lots of different tests and challenges to unlock new things, get new areas, get new resources, upgrade tools, get new ideas. Black eye, we have a couple of those. Really what I'm looking for, I think, is mostly silver. But I need to upgrade the last couple of, like, bracelets that I have. Of course, I'll take anything that I find. This is just copper. I have hundreds of copper, so I don't need any more. Copper does make a good gift that a lot of people enjoy. Copper, tin, and gold. Made a lot of friends with that stuff. Don't see anything up here, which is kind of unfortunate. But I do have the power of the bear, and if I use one of his claws, I can summon him and he'll just crack everything open. Which is kind of nice because it's not uncommon for Rock to randomly give you something that you didn't need. Though, of course, it didn't happen there. Of course, now that I'm trying to show off the route that I usually take to find stuff, I can't find anything. Here we go. This squared, light-colored one is silver. Unlike this round, white one is, zinc is what's coming to mind, but that's not what it is. Yeah, is it zinc? I think, well, we'll just crack it open. Tin, there we go. Which we will use, of course, to make bronze. Because, yes, you go up to the Bronze Age in this game, apparently. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard on it. But yeah, this room's usually pretty good to us. Take this bridge across. Then up there. This room usually treats me pretty good. Seems like it did again today. Very nice. Anything over there? Nope. So we'll just take this back to where you live is called the land. It's not very creative. I'll hop back on our spider and get a grooving. So there's going to be a lot of plants ready tomorrow, I think. But I wanted to show them off Sundays because Sundays are a little bit special. So let's go ahead, pop everything in there. It's kind of my chest for such things, but you can see I have plenty of a lot of resources, and it's kind of silver that I need most of. But we can take stuff tomorrow and talk to the guy who makes jewelry. Really I have like all the jewelry that I really want and would actually use, but there's a couple pieces left that I think I still need made. My wife's already asleep. That's okay. And you can see that in total the clan's contribution is 16,000. Our prosperity is outrageous. Somebody needs to stop us. But most of that, of course, is mine. And you can see all the different things that we sold. Some of it worth a lot. Some of it not so much. That's okay. The big hauls are when my wine comes in and it's over 100,000. It's outrageous. All right. Our eugenics program is working out. And I have another horse. I'm trying to get a lot of horses because I want a lot of horse poop for my fertilizer. And I'm not sure why I bred this guy. Because they make fur. Which is fine. But whatever, they're happy. I might send them to get slaughtered, we see. Who knows? No promises. On the spider, head out. Get this guy going. And looks like a lot of broccoli's ready. And this will keep me real busy with all those fermenters. You can see here that these little red dots, I fertilize them to be faster. Which is just absolutely wonderful. I feel like I slept on fertilizers too long. But between these rings and the fertilizer, you can get plants in like half the time. Which of course is really nice. That probably needs said. Would like a faster way, I think, to plant seeds. I think that would be pretty nice. But I guess that's maybe what those workhouses are for. Take care of big areas for you so you don't have to sit around and do this for half the day. No, it doesn't really take that long, I guess. Certainly doesn't take any energy, surprisingly. And once you get into the rhythm of it, it's not so bad. But lots of fun, different holidays to do, everything you would expect from like a life sim. This game really does kind of offer it all. There's a multiplayer that comes with it, which I think would be a tremendous amount of fun. I imagine it plays very well. Everything else in this game has played very well. I was surprised at first with how good the controls were for the Steam Deck. I took a little getting used to because I had been playing it only on my PC before then, but once I played it, it was, I think, even more enjoyable to play it with that than it is with mouse and keyboard. The only exception of being fishing, because when you're fishing, you can move the cursor around with the joystick, but it's at kind of like a locked speed. With the mouse, you can just whip it off real quick, and sometimes you need to move it around real quick to catch fish. There are fish out there that are very difficult to catch with the joystick, that I imagine would be only mildly difficult to catch with the mouse. But by all means, definitely possible, because I did it. And I'm not some pro gamer, so if you have the patience and the tolerance for it, it's very doable. There's nothing that I'd say you can't do or would miss out on. I just wish that joystick speed could be a little bit faster. There's no like option for it. Collect all these oats. It's nice that you can grow things in winter too. I'm a big fan of that. Just because I think winter in these games is usually pretty boring. Not really a whole lot to do. We'll collect our last row here. I do want to talk to... Oh, thank you. Some potato salad. I do want to talk to, it's not Grob, Gronk, whatever his name is, the guy who builds things. See if we can get another animal shelter going. Just so I can keep breeding animals. Need more horses. So I need more horse poop. I'd want it to be a spot where by the time the whole season goes around, I'm ready with all the horse manure I need to make these things grow faster. It really is just a huge buff. Am I not wearing my increased harvest ring? Hold on a second. Harvest yield. Yeah, so I should be getting extra stuff. It's not fully bonded yet, but that's okay. I just haven't noticed now that I'm paying attention. 8. Okay. Well, I was supposed to get 6. Okay, so yeah, I am getting a bonus. I'm just dumb and can't do math. Excellent. Took a long time, but we got it. There's 2 things that we can do with all these oats. Any grain product that we have, like oats, wheat, stuff like that. Well, we can grind it up to make flour and make bread. That's lame and stupid. Nobody wants to do that. We can turn it into feed, which we don't have to do anything to. We just feed it to the animals, and they'll gain faster friendship from having things like oats as opposed to just grass. Or I can take it and ferment it and then turn it into beer and make a bunch of money off of it, which is probably what I would do, to be perfectly honest. I don't think it's a tremendous amount of money. Broccoli is probably worth a lot more fermented, but you know, it's still money. Money's money. And I'm not dumb. Speaking of dumb though, let's see if we can breed a dumb horse with a not so dumb horse. Perfect. This will cut down on the amount of poop I'm getting from them, but that's okay. There are no more female horses. That's probably a problem. Let's do this chicken instead. So how much food do I have in my granary? Not much. Maybe let's take some of the not so good ones and put in there. And I have much grass in here. There was grass on the field that they were eating. They were doing just fine with. I have a lot of animals. So, like, I think like 50. So we're going to go through it a lot today. That's just how it is. I kind of feel like maybe I should put all these in here then. Just try to keep them fed. Oof. Is this oats? No, don't tell me that's oats. That's not oats. Oh crap, I don't have any oat seeds. Alright, well let's go talk to Gramps, who's supposed to be watching the children, but clearly aren't. He's probably just inside trying to stay warm. Me like, yeah, okay. Future scholar of Pacha here. This is the one that's older. His name's also Potato, don't worry about it. It's normal. He likes the seeds, I guess. Yeah, so when we get there, I think I can send him to school. Hey, what you doing there, Pops? You're supposed to be watching the kids. But you can see up here that I have the knowledge, so he'll offer me 128 at a time. Very good amount. Let's go ahead and get some more broccoli. Since we use them, I only have 135. I say like that's not a lot. And then oats. Excellent. I'm sure the kids are fine. What's the worst thing that happens to them? I don't think this is gonna be enough to do 2 whole lanes though. And even that, I don't know if it's enough to keep my animals fed. No, it did not seem to be enough. Well, let's do something else then. We have more broccoli, we have more of these. Let's do more of these. Got a lot of these. These will be done in 4 days. That's pretty impressive. And then I might do more broccoli just because broccoli is the longest one and those lanes are fertilized. Let's see here. Oh, this button. Can't remember the buttons. There you are. It was right there the whole time. 5 days? Yeah, that's much faster than it normally takes. Does it normally take? 9. So yeah, you can see it's about half. I didn't get too much into making honey because I can turn it into mead. I can do a couple things with it, but none of it was really that great. It's like based on whatever flower was around at the time can make a big difference. Like pumpkin will be one of the best, I think, because it's only off of plants that will flower, which makes perfect sense, and I think that's a cool detail. But I think pumpkin's like the most one, and it's still just not worth a whole lot of money. So I thought about making big rows of it, kind of like I did with the herb makers. But then I was like, you know, it really doesn't seem that profitable. Despite being free money, I mean, like you don't have to put any work into it. You don't have to water it or grow it or whatever. Let's see, if I take this honey, what does it do? Yeah, put honey and get meat, okay. I'm gonna make sure I didn't just make that up. Get ready in 8 hours for sesame mead, which sounds kind of gross. But don't forget, I said Sunday was a big day, so let's get down here and see. Show off why. On Sundays, you can go to the jungle, which is exactly what we're going to do, and buy from the spirits kind of in-game things. And some of them are really cool. But it makes trying to save up and buy things with all your points really worth it. See here, I maxed out the pyramid and a big tree grew. And then they'll sell you the fruit, even though it's not theirs, but whatever. So here we have a legendary pine cone, which is how I turned my animals into legendary ones. You feed them this, and then they'll transform into it. Let's buy one, because I have a boatload of money. A mighty almond gives you increased stamina for 7 days. Transform your appearance completely. This one will turn my animals into the rare versions, which I'll take. Sweetest mango is a great item. You can just give it to somebody, and it automatically gives them a friendship flower. Maxes their friendship by 1, and you can do it all in 1 day. You don't have to wait like the next day or the following week to give them more. We have a baby shroom. Instantly grows your cubs into adult versions, or the reverse. I don't know what that means by that. What a cub is. I didn't know if that was my child, but my child couldn't do it, so I thought, okay, maybe it's an animal like that I have raised. No, that didn't seem to do anything either, so I'm not sure who you give this to. This is nice. Your newborns will cry, and then you have to stop what you're doing during the day and go take care of them, or if you don't, then they, I guess, get upset. I'm not sure. Or you can just give them one of these, and they never bother you again. This coconut lets me travel through time and space to outside my home. I haven't found a real reason for it, but to be fair, they're pretty cheap. We'll make any animal love you, just max out hearts with them. That's pretty cool. You know what, let's buy one. We'll test it out. I don't know if I've done it. This magical gift to any animal prevent it from getting sick. So like, these are nice things. You don't have to worry about your animals getting sick. You don't have to worry about this, that, and another. You don't have to try to capture these incredibly difficult animals depending on what day they're there. You can just turn one that you already have that's got max stats. That's pretty cool. And these ones we already saw. So there's some pretty cool things to spend in-game money on, but they only show up on Sundays, which is fair, especially for the fruit that like helps you max out friendship. Some people want some really lame gifts, and I'm not a big fan of. The other thing in the jungle is over here is what's kind of the equivalent to like a greenhouse. Grow anything you want here all year long. The only kicker is you can't fertilize it. So we were looking at these pineapples here. I can't fertilize them to grow faster, which is a real bummer, but they are still affected by the jewelry I wear. So whatever I plant, it will grow faster just because of that. So I think that's a lot of fun. I didn't plant enough. It's a 10 by 10 square, and I didn't have enough seeds for the pineapples, but I also kind of didn't care. It's like, yeah, that's enough. So let's see what we can make. Pumpkins. They'll be done in 13 days. I don't know what I'll do with the pumpkins, but it doesn't really matter. There's a nice greenhouse thing, so if like it's summer and it was just spring, but you wanted to max out something on spring, or you really want a crop from spring for whatever reason, you can do it there. That's really cool. Let's go back to the land. We got some more work to do around home. First things first, I want to see if we can find jewelry guy. He should be pretty easy to find. I want to go visit the animals and give them these items. Oh, there's just so much to do. How many of these do we have now? Probably still not enough. Kind of unfortunate. Open this up, and we need this. We need gold. And then you need at least 25 of whatever to have it. So we'll take the ones that we have 25 in. So not you, you, or you. And we'll see what still needs made. Takes them 2 days to make it, which isn't that bad. I think he's in here. I think I see the silhouette of his face there. Yep, this is him. All right, this is also the guy you talk to when you want to get married, or aka union. And this is also apparently the guy you talk to if you want to break off your marriage, which I have not done. That seemed a bit cruel. So the spice bracelet, which increases food making, which is kind of cool because some of the bumps from food making are really good, and this would make them even better. I've not done that one yet. Animal friendship, I think that's a pretty good one, but we don't have enough silver for it. So I guess that means gathering yield. Yeah, I don't really care about that either, because that means we'll make this one. So yeah, I didn't think I had enough silver, but that's okay. Let's go visit our animals and give them some of these weird nature drugs that I found from this tree that a spirit sold me. Nothing weird about that. Y'all are starting to come back in here. Alright, what's your deal? I want to see what you look like when you're shiny. That's the one that prevents you from getting sick. Let's actually go back out here, because I think in this chest up here I have more. I'm getting sick. Yeah, that's that baby shroom. I didn't know what to do with it. Let's take these. Legendary and rares. And let's see what some of these ones look like, because the only ones I've done are the ostriches, because those are the ones I like maxed out on. Let's go ahead. Actually, I want to move you. You're generation 1. Interesting. Let's change your shed. I'm trying to have one like organized horse shed. You know, isn't really going that well probably, but we'll try it. Nobody in here interests me that much. Okay, kind of interested in the boar. How good are you, boar? You're camouflage boar, you're generation 3. You're okay, actually, for generation 3. Let's go ahead and give you a rare one. You turned into a golden boar. That's a little lame because the other one was golden too. What about you? Generation 2. We'll hold off on that then. What about you, chicken friend? Generation 3. Let's see what your legendary looks like. You look like Santa Claus right now. A grand turquoise jungle fowl. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So there's one legendary form and 2 rare forms, I think, for each one. Let's go visit the horses. Generation 7. Good enough. Oh my. A Starry Night steppe horse. Okay. Generation 1. Oof, that would have been very sad. 4. Okay. And when you breed them too, there's a chance the offspring will look like them. So even though they're not maxed out generation, I'll have more. A golden horse? Golden steam pouch, okay. It's good to see they're not just rainbow and golden though, because that would have been disappointing. And what do we have in here? These Astrox are pretty cool. It's a generation 4, generation 2. Either they give you milk that's worth a lot, or they give you fur that's worth a lot. Let's go ahead and give it to you. Look sharp. Oh my lord, look at that guy. A flame? That's pretty cool. It'd be cool that if they changed appearances, they'd give you like different milk. Like they'd give you legendary milk or something. I think it's a nice little benefit, but you know, that's also okay that they don't too. Alright, let's find Spider Guy. And cruise on home. Now, I kind of feel bad because there's just still so many more things in this game that I can't just show off in a quick video. But I wanted to take the time to show off a lot of the really cool in-game stuff because there really is just so much cool in-game stuff here. And I feel like I showed at least most of it, or some of the things at least that I really enjoyed. There really is so much more to this game, and the journey to getting to this point was so much tremendous fun that I needed to do another video and really just show off how great this is. And give another kind of thank you out to the people at Soda Den for making this game and giving me a copy of it to show off to you guys. It really deserved another look at it. So I do want to end it here just to kind of keep it short enough, quick enough, so no one's interest gets lost. But this was an absolute great time. Thank you everybody for coming out and watching this video. It really means the world to me that you took time out of your day to watch my content and to sit by here and check out the games that I find really enjoyable. Thank you so much. Please take care of yourself, stay safe, and hope to see you again real soon. Bye bye.